splitting going on here. Today I thought I'd just take you guys out. Maybe we'll do a little, I don't know, property tour, see what we got going on. I'm doing pretty good, but I'm sort of limited as to what I can do. You know, you got to get out of the house and go do something when your old 9-year-old tells you to get out. 12 tries the charm. So I guess if we're gonna give a tour of the property, we should start at the beginning. So here we are at the end of my lane. You know, you get deliveries and people ask, what's the nearest intersection? Well, this is it. I'm currently standing in the middle of it. I don't know how much of a landmark it is, but we live here about halfway down. There's 3 of us back here on this dead end lane in the middle of nowhere. Let's start there. So this is probably the part of the property you guys see the most often. This is my log yard, and it's really not very big. Our entire property is about 250 feet wide, but it's kind of L-shaped, so it goes back like 1,200 feet and then turns. But we have my big pile of rotten firewood here that's got to get split up before winter. I got a little lean-to that I parked my splitter under. We built this firewood shed. I got a couple videos on building this. It doesn't actually house firewood, just firewooding things. A little room for logs. I think later this year I'm gonna go back into the woods here and make myself a little better staging area for the logs, and I got a little more room to work. When we first bought this property, both where the driveway goes over and this whole area all the way into my log yard was like a low point, kind of swampy. So we filled a lot of it in, and this part we dug down and just made a pond. That's nice. We got some bass and catfish and bluegill, and just kind of keep it stocked, lots of frogs. This is our house. Built this house in 2017, bought the land in 2016. We are getting ready for a Kentucky trip right now, so we're staining boards, so pretty much everything I own is out in the driveway. We have way too many vehicles, some fun and mostly functional. Tractors, side-by-sides, everything. This is a bunch of lumber for Kentucky build, so I can't even hardly get to my firewood, but I'll take you guys in for a quick tour inside the shop here. It is, like I say, we're getting ready for a Kentucky trip here. So we blocked the trailer in, but this is kind of the main work area. We built a cabin in here and hauled it to Kentucky. Right now it's in disarray. It's pretty full, but this is a main 40 by 60 with 16-foot ceilings. Then we've got this area. I kind of keep the side-by-sides in here and ATVs, but currently it's full of boards. Panel the walls with. Underneath this loft, I've got kind of a staging area. Keep a lot of camping gear in there. Dark and hard to see back there, but I got some junk in there. And through that door is kind of our camera room where I keep a bunch of YouTube stuff. Under here is where I do all my metal working. I'm cutting up spindles for deck railings. We come through here, and this is another wing, much smaller, lower ceilings. Cathedral ceiling. That's where I do all my woodworking projects, things like that. Got some brackets I'm working on for siding in Kentucky. That's the bathroom door. Come through here, a little bathroom with a fridge, motion lights. And here's my office. Do a couple YouTube videos in here. Take a little break on this old knee. All this walking stuff. Man, I got bandage off. We're just open airing it, so kind of nasty looking. This morning I'm laughing because my daughter was, I don't know, playing something on the computer, and I made some noise, yawned and made old man grunting noise. And she said, Dad, you need to go outside. I must have been annoying her. But that's all right, because we got this new little puppy, little German Shepherd puppy, and the dog's really smart. My wife got this like doorbell that you put on the wall so the dog can ring it when it wants to go out. And like I say, the dog's pretty smart, but the dog also always wants to go outside. So it's just this non-stop ringing of the doorbell in the house. It's
Do you need to go outside and go potty? Good job.
It's pretty funny. It reminds me when I was like in my 20s, I had this apartment I rented from my dad, and I wanted to train my dog at the time, Wiley, to open a fridge and bring me a beer. So I went as far as to get this rope toy that I tied around the fridge handle so he could pull it open. And he did. He learned how to pull it open, and then he ate all the food in the fridge. So that was the end of that. Oh well. So we just left up there by the shop, and in front of the shop is my firewood shed and a wood boiler. This other barn here we call the animal barn because we used to have animals in it. Now pretty much just tractors. I actually put a big addition on it last fall. Here I got the Ventrac and the Kubota I keep in there. I put the skid steer in here too, but right now it's sitting up by the other barn. So in here, this is just like a, I think, 24 by 40 area. We got a little sink right there that runs off the hose. Get the leaf blower, lawnmower, golf cart, camper, log splitter, leaf vac, and a whole bunch of other junk on these pallet shelves. This was kind of the addition. I wanted some of this room back for storage because I got a lot of stuff, and my wife said, well, then you'll have to make me another place for chickens. I was like, absolutely. Here's a chicken shack. It is all spray foam. We actually got a little electric heater up there. We take all that insulation and block up this door for the winter. And then we got a big water tank in the loft that she can gravity feed water through that green hose into their waters. The chickens are all in there, just the storage loft for not just chicken stuff, but all the garden stuff, whatever. And then we put this big outside chicken run in here. Hello, ladies. They can come out their little chicken door. This keeps them fenced in. They roost on these little trees. Sometimes she opens and lets them run around, but lately we've had a coyote that took about a dozen of them, so they've been penned up. They could have worse accommodations. This is pretty insane for chickens. Looks like my fuel tanks are about ready for a touch-up. They were bright red when we got them, and they were kind of an eyesore looking from outside. Not that they're any prettier now, but at least painted them green. So we've got, you know, off-road diesel for all the machines that take diesel, and non-ethanol gas for everything else. Works out pretty well. Around this side here, I'll drive you by on our way to the back, but that's just another lean-to where we store a bunch of stuff. My girls are not gardeners, they're pumpkin farmers. This is, I don't know, quarter acre of just all pumpkins. When we get a little closer to Halloween here, they'll have 200 pumpkins lined up in the front yard. This is an outhouse that I built, and we used it when we were first building the property, but now we have flush toilets, so we don't get a lot of miles. See, this thing may get picked up and moved to Kentucky at some point. Gotta hack the vegetation off at first. So our property, like I say, is L-shaped, and this is the back of the main leg where all the buildings are, and we could kind of come down here in the back. Goes way down. This is a big hill we're driving down here, and this back is not good for much anything. It's just wetland. It's getting pretty overgrown here. We've had a ton of rain, so this thing floods like crazy, but it's just kind of a big field back here that we use for, you know, nothing. We're gonna be redoing the bridge soon. It's got the cinder blocks sitting there waiting. For now, we just drive through the creek. Whoa, I'll keep you guys up out of the water. Oh, she got a little silted in. So you guys seen this in a few videos. This is, well, the back of our property. Very exciting. It's maybe a 4-acre field back here. Got these massive cottonwoods out here. Butts up to the farmer's field, so we mow it. I'm gonna take that dead tree down. A lot of wildlife back here. Deer like to sleep in the tall grass here. You can see a lot of spots where they have been. About due for a mowing. Well, that's about it, guys, for this property tour. I thought this morning I would get up and go split some wood. You know, I do feel pretty good, but I am barely 3 weeks out of a full knee replacement, so maybe I shouldn't push it too hard. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you guys what we got going on here. It's probably not the most exciting thing, but it's what I got. Anyways, hopefully we'll get back to splitting soon. We're gonna finish all this junk in the barn and get our butts to Kentucky and get some building done. Hopefully you'll come over to the Build Life channel and check that out as well. In the meantime, we'll see you here. Thanks.